damn work computer to monitor the spirit, though. Close all this bullshit up.
All right, we ready?
All right. Well, we back after, you know what I'm saying? Some trips, a little break, and then back to back cases of the flu.
Mm-hmm.
We back. Not back on a happy note today, you know what I'm saying? Because the world went to hell like as soon as we left. Like it went bad. Things went bad. You know what I mean? Excuse me. It seemed like, that Donald Trump is trying to model himself after old Adolf. And we ain't even talking about Adolf Thornton. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the German version. Got himself his little own secret police force. I mean, other than the main thing that's happened, what have you been seeing about these guys?
Um, well, one of the main stories I did see was that ICE agent shot a woman, and
Yeah.
I'll get to talking about that a little bit later. I've saw clips of ICE agents pulling people out of their cars. Um, I've seen clips of ICE agents at the protest. Um, I mean, borderline beating people, uh, protesters. I mean, it's 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 been crazy some of the stuff I've been seeing about ICE. I mean, let alone they're going to schools and um, a lot of people are mostly fearing for their lives in certain places. So it's it's kind of wicked, you know, what I'm seeing, and it to me it seems a lot like power tripping. Um, and when certain people get certain levels of power, it kind of goes to their head, and I think that's something similar with what's going on here. Um, I've even saw one clip, and you may have saw this one too. It was an ICE agent who was kind of arguing with a lady saying that he makes $200,000 a year.
I
Um,
saw that one today.
right,
Yeah.
doing what he does, and it's and I mean I don't know if that could be taken as like bragging, but I just feel like a lot of the ICE agents are power tripping over certain things.
Well, the reason why that is that one of those fucking absolute geniuses in the White House. I know I've heard JD Vance say it. Um, I might have heard that bald nigga say it too, Stephen Miller. They said that or they declared. I don't even know if they can declare this, but they did it. That ICE agents have absolute immunity in the line of duty,
Mm-hmm.
and them out in the streets fucking with people seems to be what they think the line of duty is for these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And JD Vance said it just last week after the shooting happened. They got Nazi slogans on the podiums.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
I've been
Like,
seeing that too, and it's like when you are picking these slogans, I would think there is excuse me, I would think that there's someone to kind of go and look and do a little bit of research to make sure you're not using something like a Nazi slogan, because some of these slogans that they're using for some of these campaigns, if you want to call them that, are like word for word like Nazi slogans. So it's just kind of crazy to think about and see all unfold.
I don't think they really give no fucks if they using. The thing about it is that I'm not out here just jumping out the window to call somebody a Nazi. I'm not. But when you acting like those guys, what are we supposed to say? And it's not like they don't make a secret about it. You know, even this is a little bit off topic, but they don't really. You could tell when you got somebody in the White House that thinks that the White House makes them above the law. So you saw the other day when Trump got confronted by somebody called him a pedophile protector. He
Mm-hmm.
just gave him a middle finger, said "fuck you."
Yep, I did
That's
see
what he
that.
said, and he kept it moving. That's literally what happened. So, back to your point about how you would think that they would want to research it to make sure that that's not what they're doing. I would counter that to say they didn't research it to make sure that's not what they're doing because they don't give a damn if people think that's what they're doing. And if you want to look at it in the most pessimistic, you know, viewpoint, they might be actually doing this shit on purpose. We already had talk about abolishing the Constitution just so he can get a third term. You know what I'm saying? Hitler won't gonna relinquish that until the war came crumbling down around him in World War II and he blew his own brains out in that bunker. That's the only if that didn't happen and he would have won, he would have been the chancellor of Germany until he died of natural causes or until somebody led a successful uprising or something. But like the talking points mirror like the reason why it's not happened, this is my belief, is that he just don't have the means to do it in America. He doing as much of it as he can, but he doesn't have the means to go all out Hitler. Because I believe if he did have the means to do it, he would. Like I believe if he had the means, and this is my opinion. This is not me saying somebody is a murderer, but I believe if he could just have the motherfuckers go up and pop the illegal immigrants instead of having to deport them, you just pop them and burn them. That's what I think because they doing everything short of that. Are they not?
Yeah, and I was even like, just a quick Google search, and I'm actually seeing that from a post 17 minutes ago, another ICE agent has shot a Venezuelan immigrant in Minneapolis. So, in to say that Renee Good, and I mean,
That's where she was shot at,
right,
Minneapolis.
right. So it's to the point now where it's like you are already instilling a elite level of fear in um in people across America, and let alone do they have to live in fear of being stripped from their families and their life that they know as of now they have to worry about also dying, um, which is just an immense level of fear that I just couldn't understand. Like I can't understand it, but it's it's just terrible to live in a quote unquote free country, and you have people that are 100% living in fear as of right now with these ICE agents roaming the streets.
I mean, we living in a free country, but it's when it come to certain citizens, not even certain citizens, when it just come to anybody who they perceive as trying to get in their way, they trying to imitate this shit they trying to imitate a police state over here, and that's never been what this about. But you state like people are living in fear. The one thing that America has that a lot of these other places don't have is the Second Amendment. And I know like that's some cliche sounding shit. Right to have guns. Yeah, that's the right to have guns is just the surface of what the Second Amendment is. The Second Amendment is also the right for people to band up together and start their own private militias.
Right.
That's in the Second Amendment. So you will have a lot of people living in fear, but there's certain pockets of this country who will get fed up with this type of bullshit, and they will just, not saying that I'm gonna do it, not saying that somebody else should do it, but the reality out here is that they will just take matters into their own hands with these motherfuckers. That's just how it is. Um, on another hand, like, and this is still to do with the subject. I ain't trying to get too off topic, but I do have a little rant. I'm tired of seeing these fucking clowns, these podcast guys who make no mistake, bro. Make no mistake. Donald J. Trump did not hide his intentions when he was running for the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
He told motherfuckers exactly what he was going to do when it came to certain things. And you could really put it like this. You could boil it down to any promises he made that sound like it was going to be beneficial to you was a lie, and any promises he made that sounded like he was going to try to do some wild shit was the truth. So I'm sick of seeing these people sit up there complaining about the stuff that's going on when you motherfuckers with these million subscriber, 100 million subscriber channels, biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan, he hauling motherfuckers, Theo Vaughn, some of the most watched streamers, Aiden Ross. Now I ain't seen Aiden. Aiden Ross he kind of like tried to distance himself from Trump because it was costing him money. That's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of y'all, like, why y'all sitting up here complaining about the shit he doing when y'all helped him get elected? Y'all busted ass to be sitting across tables from him, talking to him about his stupid fucking campaign full of lies, as if you hadn't seen him be the president in 2016 and saw how full of bullshit he was during that point in time. Now, this shit was never gonna go the way that he said it was gonna go, except for all the fuckery that he started. Which, I mean, you got Theo Von and certain other people. Theo Von was born from immigrants. His dad ain't a man. His dad immigrated from Nicaragua to be over here, and he was up there endorsing this shit. Like, I don't want to hear from you bum ass niggas, man. Y'all was part of the problem, and you still part of the problem as far as I'm concerned. It's like it ain't. It's too late. When you got bodies in the street, it's too late to be saying sorry, brother. Your sorries and your fucking grandstanding Joe Rogan, they ain't gonna bring these people life back. Shut the fuck up. Like, that ain't helping nothing. Fake ass intellectual, like we said about him years ago. You know what I mean? Up there talking and dabbling in shit that he don't know nothing about. You know? Excuse me. But to get back to it, somebody is gonna take matters into their own hands. I'm not calling for violence against these people, but I will say this: they don't have, in a lot of them, at least the ones that go viral, seem to enjoy inflicting violence upon other people. Because how many times have you heard this phrase in the past few days in viral clips? Didn't you learn from what just happened? Have you heard somebody say that in some of these videos?
I actually have heard somebody say that in one of the videos, and it's just some of these. It's just, and I'll once I say this, I'll let you go on and finish what you were saying. But it's just unprofessional, and it's the word. I want to say this word, but I hope I'm using it right. Fear mongering. Is that
Pretty much.
right? Like, and I feel
Yeah,
like
because
that's what's going on.
fear mongering is kind of like, say, fear mongering. That's the right way to use it. A lot of people use it in this fashion though. If I was sitting up here, let's take it back to COVID. If we were sitting up here talking about how COVID would kill you just if you stepped outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's like fear mongering. But that's what they're doing too, because they telling you, like, oh, if you step outside of our boundaries, we'll kill you. So they are fear mongering. Didn't you see what just happened? That's what they said. After shooting the woman, called her a stupid bitch. Like, in the video, got propaganda coming out talking about he had internal bleeding when he didn't even get hit by the fucking car. I mean, we've all seen the video by now. I mean, if he had internal bleeding, give him the slightest benefit of the doubt. Then I feel sorry for him. But he ain't have no business in front of the fucking car, bruh. He wasn't even the person that was engaging with the woman. He came from clear across the street to get involved in that shit. You know what I'm saying? The guy who was next to the window was the one engaging with her. Like, and the thing about it is, when you tell a group of shitheads that they have total immunity, this is the type of thing that you get into. I saw a story out of Chicago, right? And it's not to do with ICE, but it ties into what we're talking about. I can't remember this guy's name, but he's a gang member, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a gang member, and he been to jail, did all of that, and he came out supposedly reformed, and he was like, what they do in Chicago is they take the real gangsters and they try to use them to keep the peace in the neighborhood because they've been there and done that. This nigga was out here robbing motherfuckers. He's locked back up right now for robbing people, allegedly threatening witnesses, allegedly asking some of the homies that was free to kill some witnesses. And this is the person that they used as like a peacekeeper in the neighborhood. The same principle. You hiring trigger happy motherfuckers. There's a lot of rumors going around. Certain like military, so-called military veterans is saying that these dudes is even using their own, like they don't even have standard issue weapons. They using their own damn guns. Like, which I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is true, it's crazy. That ain't how law enforcement works. You don't show up with your fucking Glock 22 with a switch on it to the police force talking about I'm ready to go stop some crime. They give you whatever that police force uses. But, excuse me, the thing about it is when you have fostered a reputation that's so bad that outlandish shit about you sounds believable, then that's when you know you've messed up. But you could go ahead on and play this clip from this fucking clown, bro. I done lost nearly every ounce of respect I had for this guy.
Numerous occasions. And seeing what transpired from a lawful perspective, as it pertains to a law enforcement official, don't expect him to be prosecuted. He was completely justified. From a humanitarian perspective, however, why did you have to do that? If you could move out the way, that means you could have shot the tires. That means you could have got her a few feet away after you shot the tires. And if you were unsuccessful in doing that, you could have got her down the road. You didn't have to do that. She wasn't driving down the road coming at you 90 miles an hour. She was parked in the middle of the street. And rather than get out the car, she wrongfully tried to drive off.
Go ahead and
wrongfully disregarded.
These motherfuckers are border patrol agents, not law enforcement. They don't have the authority to tell you to get out your car, bruh. Like, they don't have the authority to tell you to get out the car, especially if you ain't under suspicion of being an illegal immigrant. And I would see that. Let's play not even devil's advocate. I would understand if she was driving straight at bruh. If she was driving straight at him and he shot her. She was turning right. He won't even in the path. Number one, he put himself in the path of the car. Like he was some fucking rolled up with the gun already out, stood in front of the car. She tried to drive around him and he shot. If she would have tried to run him over, I would have understood, but she didn't. The video was out there. So what is he talking about? From a law enforcement perspective, he was completely justified. He's not a police officer, my dude. He's an ICE border patrol agent or whatever, ICE agent. Immigration enforcement. He wasn't in the Minneapolis Police Department telling her to get out. Nobody gonna have to listen to these motherfuckers. I seen people drive off from these niggas without getting shot 1,000,000 times. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, bro.
Law enforcement official, which is exactly what ICE is.
No, they ain't.
And as a result, lost her life because of it.
That was the actual footage right there.
Yeah, that's the footage from the up close. ICE is government agents, bro. Like,
Get out of the car. Oh!
Look, look.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car.
Look.
Get out of the car.
Oh!
I don't have to run it no more, but like, yo, take y'all ass on somewhere, bro. That's what the moral of the story is. Like, I understand, like, if they was arresting an illegal immigrant and a person was literally fighting with them, trying to make the, you know what I'm saying, trying to free the person. Bro, you clear across the way fucking with a white woman. Bro, she ain't who y'all are there looking for. You know what I mean? She's not who they're looking for. And they clear across the way messing with a white lady. And then what did these idiots who the other idiots elected to run the country say? They are professional agitators. Fuck is you talking about? This chick was some amateur poet or something. She ain't no professional left wing agitators. They always got to make something about left wing versus right wing, bruh. The volume of people that's falling for that bullshit is becoming smaller and smaller every day. It ain't always left wing versus right wing and Democrat versus Republican. Sometimes it's just common sense. Like, you know what I mean? But you could go ahead though.
Yeah, so this is a post here. Just heard a Minneapolis pastor being interviewed on MSNBC. He was protesting after the shooting yesterday and saw ICE intimidating a Hispanic-looking woman. He told the ICE agent to take him and leave her alone. The ICE agent pointed a gun at his face and asked him if he was afraid now. The pastor said he was not. They handcuffed him and put him in a vehicle and asked if he was afraid once again. The pastor said he was not. They finally released him and said, well, you're white. It wouldn't be any fun anyway.
That shit was true. I saw that clip. Have you seen that clip?
I haven't seen that one.
I saw that clip. That shit happened.
And then the last part is there is no separation between Nazis and ICE.
No, they think they the Gestapo. That's what it is. What was the Gestapo? They were Hitler's secret police stomping through the streets of Germany. And if you were caught saying anything disparaging about the regime, or if you were thought to be in opposition of it, you was getting killed. That's what was happening. That's what was happening. Like, so the difference is, like, it's just not overt. It's not as overt with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're under the cover of it being immigration enforcement. That's what they're under the cover of. So it doesn't look like, okay, we out here messing with people because they don't like Trump. They're just under the cover of it being immigration enforcement. But they messing with anybody, immigrants or not. Trying to intimidate somebody, punk ass motherfucker, pull the mask down. Why you trying to intimidate somebody by hiding your face? Go ahead, man. Now, this guy is supposedly a law enforcement, was like a federal agent for some years.
Here's
This
my
guy
take
here.
on the Minneapolis ICE shooting. Not from the standpoint of a politician or an activist, but through the lens of a 30-year career in law enforcement. I'm going to start by stating the obvious. I wasn't there. I haven't seen what happened before the video starts. That said, the more I watch it, the angrier I get. I spent 18 of my 22 years in the FBI as a firearms instructor. I didn't just teach agents how to shoot, I taught them when to shoot. One principle we hammered home was simple. Deadly force is never authorized merely to stop a fleeing suspect. Yes, if a vehicle is being used as a weapon, that changes the analysis, but nothing in this video supports that. If anything, it appeared the driver was just trying to avoid the agents altogether. Normally, I give law enforcement the benefit of the doubt when it comes to dealing with high-stress situations, but I can't do that here. At a minimum, this shooting reflects a failure of training and supervision. The deeper question, however, is whether law enforcement agencies are selecting and properly vetting people with the temperament and judgment required to make irreversible life and death decisions in seconds. I want to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments.
Man, this regime hired a fucker who was going around doing podcast interviews before Trump got elected to be the head of the FBI. So they ain't vetting nobody. They just hiring people who, you know what I mean, will kiss ass. But go ahead, bro. What you think?
I mean, I think he said that perfectly. You're having people who are going to make life or death decisions. You should have them go through a more extensive vetting process. And I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really know the extent of what you have to do to become an ICE agent. So, I mean, maybe I'm just not educated on that to know if it is extensive or not, but I would think if you're going to have these people, they should be because I was going to use the word battle tested, but I don't think that's the correct word. I think they should have certain mannerisms and professionalism when dealing with certain people. That's probably the best way I can say that. But this is another clip.
That's true. And this just to build on what you said, like I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, like people should just be allowed to mess with law enforcement while they're doing their job, you know. Certain lines don't need to be crossed. But like you said, they need to have the mannerisms to be able to control themselves in them situations. And damn sure don't go and instigate the situation yourself. That's how we end up with these because these motherfuckers think they tough guys. So that's how we end up with these stories on a daily basis. Because you can see video after video of them walking up to people threatening them. And yeah, it might be irritating for some civilian to be messing with you while you trying to do whatever is in the line of your duty, but that's what you signed up for. When you sign up for any law enforcement agency that's front facing, like ICE, like the police, like if you're in the FBI, you doing some other stuff. You deep cover, like people might not even know you an FBI agent, but when you are a law enforcement agent that's out on patrol, part of the job description is being fucked with by civilians, because that's always going to happen. Like, so if you, at the very least, if you can't handle that, you don't need to be doing it. But go ahead, bro.
Now they're sitting here raiding the motherfucking house. Hey, you ain't supposed to smack him like that. The fuck is wrong with you? Hell no, man. I'm on my property. I ain't gotta listen to you. Hey, you ain't got a search warrant. You can't come over here, man. Hey, look, I got you all on camera right now. I'm on my private property. Hold on, man. Go what? You're interfering with I ain't even doing that.
And that's what's that type of shit right there is what I'm talking about. That's gonna have people thinking they have to take drastic measures, bro.
Catcher's mitt look on my face. Hey guys, Christy Gnome here. Get ready with me for a day of running the American Gestapo. So a lot of you guys have been asking how I get that signature weathered catcher's mitt look on my face, and the secret is right here. It's called demon semen. It's made with 100% real demon semen, and if you use my code at checkout, you'll pay 100% more. Oh, it smells like brimstone and baby's blood. Nice. Lunch today is a poison ivy salad with raw chihuahua meat and a booger vinaigrette that I make homemade with the boogers of Latino children I abduct. You guys are curious also about how to get these soulless, black, glossy zombie shark puppet eyes. I get a bowl of Donald Trump's toe fungus and I fill it with boiling holy water, and then I just dip my face into it like this. And use promo code at checkout, and I'll have somebody come shoot your grandmother in the face. Smells even better coming out the back door. God damn, you can almost hear that chihuahua from the salad barking. Hey guys, Chris.
Of course, Christy Gnome. We all know who that is. We all know who that is. One of the fucking lying mouthpieces who will get up there and stand up there and say any old dumb shit that Donald Trump want her to say. Her and that blonde one. I can't remember her name. Caitlin Levitt. That's her name. But she the press secretary, though. She ain't the one that's saying that. Christy Gnome is the one. She the head of DHS, I believe. Or like the attorney general or something. She was the one standing in front of the. There it is. One of ours, all of yours. Who the fuck these people think they are, bro? Like, that's my question. Who the fuck? Like, if you voted for these motherfuckers, I'm sorry, but you don't have the brain capacity of a fucking hippopotamus, bro. You don't. You don't have the brain capacity of a roach, my nigga. You voted for these retarded motherfuckers. Like, and I promise you that. I promise.
This is why we killed that lesbian bitch.
Can you tell us what happened to you?
So first off, I'm a United States Marine veteran. We were following them from a safe distance.
Following ICE agents.
Yep, following ICE agents. They stopped in the middle of the road and reversed on 62. They tried to ram our car. They broke my window. They yanked me out by my neck. They threw me to the ground. They stomped on me. They pushed my face into the ground. They put the cuffs on as tight as possible to the point where it took 6 agents to try to get them off.
Okay, so they break the window. They haul you out. They're stomping on you. They're beating you. As they're doing this, are they saying anything?
Yeah, they were calling me a bunch of derogatory names, calling me it. They tried to break my ankle. When he turned my ankle all the way around, I screamed, and he said, "Yeah, I bet you like that, don't you?" I took an oath. And it's the oath that they're spitting on and stomping on. And this isn't Germany. They're Nazis. They're Gestapo. They think that they're above the law. They don't care.
What was
Why
your
do it
intention
always
when you're out
come
there
back to
following them?
that?
Are you out?
Go ahead and pause it. Everybody ain't calling these fucking clowns that for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a buzzword. You feel me? they trying to mirror that. They trying to mirror just marching through the streets to the point where Tim Walz said he's going to deploy, and he's the governor of Minnesota, said he might deploy the National Guard out there to back these motherfuckers up. Like, I can't stand they ass, bruh. Like, what are you, just like the raw feeling that you have when you see it happening? What do you feel like?
I just really feel for the people that are affected by it. It's super sad just to see them living under this constant fear. And hearing all the stories about it. It's saddening that, like I said earlier, you know, build your life in a free country, and all of that is being taken away from you at moment's notice. Kids are, parents are scared to send their kids to school. They're scared to work, and it's just sad. I mean, it's all like that's all that. You can really get out of it is that it's sad.
And like, I usually stay out of this type of shit. I'm not up here saying that the country should be lawless. You feel me? Like, it's a certain way to do this stuff. And the reason that it's a certain way to do this stuff is because compared to other presidents who have been deporting, compared to other presidents before him, this guy right here ain't even deported a fraction of what they deported. And they wasn't doing this shit. Like, I think it was like Obama deported over 7 million people while he was the president. Mm-hmm. Trump is at like 1.2, 1.3 million deportations. What is you even accomplishing with this bullshit? Because you ain't getting the work done as efficiently as other people. They said, I think Bill Clinton was actually the one who deported the most. He deported like 12 million people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I think that this is just a theory of mine. So, you remember the first presidency he had, it was all about building the wall. That was his stupid promise back then, something that was never going to get finished in his 4 years. And if he lost, the person who stepped in was going to immediately put a halt to it. It's like it was just a big waste of money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it was, a gigantic waste of taxpayer money, because it was never going to be finished. And people hated him so much by the end of his first term that he lost. And the reason why he won this time is because all of the biggest people on the internet was running his PR for him. So that's the one thing he did right. He went and sat with these streamers and shit and used that to win again. But that's besides the point. I think that this is a repackaging of his wall plan. Mm-hmm. So he couldn't build the wall, but he could it don't take no effort for him to just tell ICE, go over there and pack up anybody who even looked like a Mexican. That's basically what they doing. The ICE already existed. Like, he ain't have to build nothing. All he doing is using taxpayer dollars that's already flowing in to fund their operations. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. He didn't have to build that. It's just easy for him. You know what I mean? But I don't want to hear no sad singing from these holier than thou motherfuckers who just a little bit over a year and a half ago was telling us how this dude was the second coming. Because that's what it was. But it don't affect them. They rich, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to live in the real world with the rest of us. It just don't affect them at all. Like, they don't have to. Ain't nobody walking up to Joe Rogan's fucking gated mansion in Austin, Texas, or wherever he live at now, looking for nobody. Like, go ahead.
This might be the craziest thing we've ever seen. This is two police officers protecting somebody that's about to be detained by ICE. Check this out.
You're in private property. Get out of here. Get out. You're going to arrest me out here. You're going to get arrested for trespassing.
Speak English, bro. You are safe, bro.
Back up. Fucking want to be cops? You right?
Now, the one thing that we are definitely learning from this is that ICE is not actually above the police. These two police officers would be impeding their investigation and the arrest and the deportation of an illegal immigrant. You could see they're backing up. They know that they have no power over these police officers. And this is something I feel like we have not seen so far. Police officers stepping up in defense of people being deported and detained by ICE. This may be the first steps to a better situation than we are currently seeing.
Never thought I would be on. This is your warning.
Gotta get to
All
the
right?
house.
Go home to your kids.
Go to church.
Go to home to your kids. This is your last warning.
I serve
I
the
will
Lord.
arrest you.
Go to church. Let people let
I guarantee you that. I guarantee you're not gonna like the outcome. Go home to your children. It's Sunday.
Yeah, go exactly. Let people go to church.
You did not learn from what just happened? Go home to your kids.
He says, did you not learn from what just happened? And
it's the second video I've seen where someone says, didn't you learn from what happened?
Did you learn from what happened? And then the person who's being told, learn what if I don't listen to you and stop?
He was fucking with that ICE agent. He was antagonizing them, but look at how fragile the ICE agent is, bro. You the one with the power in the situation. You could literally ignore this fucking dude and get on with your day. Look how fragile he was. You're not gonna like the outcome of this. Didn't you learn from what just happened? What are you talking about? Fucking tough guy. Like, you ready to shoot somebody too? What you think about that, how he was acting?
It's very similar to what I said before. I just feel like it's a power trip. I mean, you give someone a certain title and jurisdiction over people, and this is what you get. But, I mean, that kind of goes into anything with power, though. If you give people power, some people will abuse it, and that's just how the cards work. I'm not saying that it's right. I definitely don't think it's right, but you give people certain powers and responsibilities, they definitely use them in wrong ways. And you could see that in that video that we just watched.
You could feel that nigga heart beating through the camera, bruh. He was flustered. Heart beating, you know, he had butterflies. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to do some stupid shit. That's what it was with him. I could just tell he was ready to do something stupid. You understand that? I mean, again, that guy was messing with him, but that ain't got nothing to do with how you supposed to conduct yourself when you got a badge. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep it moving, dog. Beat it. That's all you have to do. People are gonna come out there and protest against y'all. It was already just when y'all was just when it looked like y'all was just doing the job, people already hated y'all. And you knew that when you signed up for the job. But now that civilians is getting shot, it's not going to be a place that y'all go where a gang of people don't show up to go strictly to go against y'all. That's just the nature of what you're doing now.
Right.
You can't escape that shit.
And it's this guy that I watch on YouTube, and I ain't gonna say his name of his show up here, but I sent it to you, and he covers a lot of, you know, crazy things that are just happening in the U.S., ranging from various different things, mass shootings, et cetera, et cetera. And he was covering one of the protests. I forget where it was, but and I clicked on it because the protest had started to ramp up, and you know, some people were out there, and I'm not gonna say getting assaulted by the ICE agents, because I don't know if that actually happened, but I do know that the protesters were getting rowdy, and some people were arrested, and then after that, it kind of died down. And it was one guy in particular, the guy that I was looking at was talking about, and he was, you know, cursing at the ICE agents, and you know, kind of the one being loud, and he was just kind of saying, look at this guy, look at this guy, and I'm just like, isn't also that a part of freedom of speech? Don't you have, like, I mean, obviously, you know, don't put your hands on anybody, but you have you can say whatever you want to a certain extent, though. Like, but what the guy was saying, and what I could get from it, he was, you know, giving the ICE agents that was riding by the middle finger, and cursing at them. So I do think that is freedom of speech, but I do understand that, you know, you definitely don't need to be touching any of these ICE agents, or putting. I don't think anybody should be putting their hands on anybody, and I do think that these situations can be resolved without violence. But I do think when you have a title of authority, that you also have a way that you need to be handling things, and there should be precautions that, you know, you have to take. Like, you shouldn't automatically be going straight to I'll arrest you. You should definitely be trying to diffuse that situation without aggression or violence, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's probably, I mean, that's what real law enforcement agents are trained to do. The excuse me, the guy you're talking about, I mean, what you said, yeah, that's part of freedom of speech. You can say anything to these motherfuckers that you want to, bro. And they ain't supposed to be able to do nothing about it. And these are the people, like the party that's in the regime that's in the White House now. They the so-called free speech party. They the so-called free speech guys. Except for they started doing everything against free speech as soon as they got in there. As soon as somebody said something about Charlie Kirk, old dumb looking ass, they was shutting down TV shows. You know what I mean? Threatening. Charlie Kirk is Charlie Kirk. He did whatever happened to him, happened to him. That's his business. That's what he was out there. That's what he was into. And again, I didn't never think he was going to get shot, but he did. He was confrontational with people, and he ended up getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. Like, I wasn't out there cheering for nothing to happen to him, don't get me wrong. But if people want to make jokes about him, you might find it in bad taste. You might say, I don't like that. But that ain't grounds for them to get fired. Shit, damn sure talking about, y'all them didn't think about talking about George Floyd neck getting kneeled on was grounds to get fired. But let's bring it forward back to this with Charlie, with The ICE agents, you can say whatever you want to these niggas, and that's not grounds for arrest. Like saying go to church, or even saying cussing them out, like the guy in the video you was talking about. That's not grounds for arrest, bro. That's grounds for them to take it and keep it moving. That's all it is.
Especially when nobody is like touching these ICE agents or like trying to inflict pain. Or not even necessarily pain, but like, trying to get aggressive with them rather.
If you know if somebody did that, yeah, they'll be shooting like it ain't no tomorrow, bruh. Shooting like it ain't no tomorrow. They'll probably kill everybody in the crowd. Talking about they probably say they don't know where the hand came from. They'll probably kill everybody. Go ahead.
To wrap this up for me, I do feel like there should be some type of I do feel like because I was going to say, I do feel like there should be some laws in place that, stop these ICE agents from being so aggressive towards certain people. Because I do feel like this is almost to the point where, like, it's getting scary that people have to live in fear of being killed when coming in contact with these ICE agents. And I know some people even say that about the regular police, but I feel like this is a little bit different because I feel like this is like actual targeting.
And that's what I was thinking the same thing. The police are not being deployed and sicked on America. Like, you know what I'm saying? The police is patrolling. They're out there so-called protecting the city or the jurisdiction that they're in. And a lot of police do their job with no incident. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of police do their job with no incident. Of course, when the police is up to no good and they get trigger happy and you're going to hear about it, and that's going to dominate the headlines. But the difference is between the police and this group of folks is that this group of folks have been deployed upon the country like attack dogs. Now, you know what I'm saying? Which is what Hitler did with his guys, with the actual Gestapo. He deployed upon the country. He had deployed those motherfuckers upon Germany and said, if somebody is hiding some Jews, round them all up, kill them. Somebody talking shit about me, dead. You know what I mean? That's what was happening back then. Now, of course, they can't make it that extreme because there's still some sort of laws that we have to follow over here. But they getting as close as they can. You know what I'm saying? They got 9 toes in the water. They just haven't put that 10th one in there yet. I don't think they can. But this is the thing. The problem all starts when you say these people have absolute immunity to do whatever they want in the line of duty. That's where the problem starts at.
Yeah, that's definitely where it starts. I mean, if you have a pure immunity, and I don't want this to happen by any means, but if you give someone pure immunity, then you're gonna see a lot more rash decisions, because no one's gonna be held accountable for it.
They not only is they not going to be held accountable for it, they don't fucking have any fear of being held accountable, because ain't no accountability on the other side of immunity. And once something crazy happened, like what happened in Minneapolis, the regime, the president, them don't even take responsibility. They get up there and make up shit, lie about it. They get up there and say, welcome to the stream. They get up there and say, that person is a professional, is part of a network of professional left-wing agitators. Motherfucker, there is no network of professional left-wing agitators. There's people from all wings who just don't like the police, man. And they don't like any type of law enforcement. That's just what it is. But you have had white dudes in the past buckle down in compounds with their followers and resign themselves to smoking any police officer that come close. That's real shit that happened. Look at the Waco, Texas incident. They was gonna kill any fucking body because they don't like y'all. People who agitate law enforcement, that's a bipartisan action, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? It's not isolated to some fake ass network of left wing people. That's not how that shit works. So they stood up there on those podiums in front of the whole country making up bullshit. That's what they do. You know what I mean? So they have two flavors of not fearing any type of accountability for their actions. One, that they've been so-called granted absolute immunity. And two, from what it looked like, from what we see, if they do something crazy, the president and his whole cabinet is going to back them up anyway. They gonna bend over backwards to blame the person that don't have a faith anymore because of like 4 bullets went into it. So, I mean, that's all I really got to say about it. It is a person that wishes that he could be a dictator, in my opinion. You know, wishes that he could, doing the most that he can get away with that an actual dictator would do, that actual dictators have done. It's certain parts of it that just ain't gonna fly. You can't pull people out in the middle of the street, shoot them in the head, and leave them laying there. The whole country will uprise against your punk ass, because then they'll be like, well, that could be me next. But it ain't a lot of people in the country looking at Hispanic people saying that could be me, or looking at Somalian people saying that can be me, because they just don't relate. But when you shoot a white woman in the face, you got a whole lot more people looking at you saying, okay, we got to put a stop to this shit now. You know what I mean? And that's how we going to end up with somebody taking matters into their own hands against these guys. Not saying that you should do it. I'm not going to do it. I have seen these motherfuckers before, though. I've seen them in person. They ain't look my way, but I seen them. Yeah, I seen them when they was up here in the hometown. I definitely saw their ass out there. But I can't say that I didn't see him doing no crazy shit. I just saw him patrolling. I didn't see him jumping on nobody, dragging nobody out their house or car. So I can't say I saw that. I just saw the agent. So, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know that motherfucker was born in like 1942, but he trying to take us back to 1942. Old leather-faced bastard. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stop voting for these fucking 90-year-old dudes to run the country, bro. Because they ass think that it's still Vietnam times. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about it.
Yep. And I don't think we need no crazy outro. But let us know your thoughts. If you stuck around and you watched the video, go ahead on and throw something in the comments about what you think. And we will be back with another episode very soon. So if you don't have anything else to say, we can go on and end this one here.
Yep, that's pretty much all I got. We'll be back with another episode, of course, but we'll be back with even more stuff that y'all don't even know about yet.
All right.
That's it for me.